Hello everyone and welcome. Yes, in today's lesson, we are going to study a very essential, a very vital topic, which is the reported speech. Okay, in fact, maybe it seems a little bit complex, but there is a Turkish saying, for example, if you hold the tip of the rope tightly, very well, and of course, everything will be, you will see that everything is not so complex, but on the contrary, simple and very useful. Yes, from this video on, we will start studying reported speech, and in fact, a very important topic like this is a chance, is an opportunity for us to practice, to gain all the other nouns, adjectives with prepositions, the degrees of adjectives, the adverbs, etc. And all the words. It's a chance for us to remember them again and to practice them, to become more familiar with them. Okay, let me share our presentation and start our video. Okay, all right, and welcome again. Yes, let's see what reported speech is. Of course, it is not just about the dictionary definition of this subject. Of course, we need it. We need to know what it is, but of course, we should acquire it in different situations. Yes, with all kind of sentences, positive, negative, imperative, to be sentences, modals, and tense verb sentences. Yes, let's see what it is. First of all, let's get to know it, and then let's acquire it together in the following, in the successive 6 videos from now on. Okay. Now let's start with this sentence. Brenda, the lady on the left is Brenda. Okay. Brenda is a philanthropist, or Brenda is an altruist, is a donor, that he donates. Yes, he donates for the people who need money or other things. Okay. Brenda is a philanthropist. This is a to be sentence. Let's see how it will change, what kind of forms it will take in the following reported speech slides. Okay. Albert is a reporter. Again, to be sentence, yes. Albert is a reporter. The gentleman on the right is Albert, and he is a reporter. Now, for example, Brenda sees a sign like this: donate now. We need your donation. Okay, donate now. And Brenda says, I will donate. Okay, this is the original sentence of Brenda. I will donate. And I will donate $3 million. Donate means give. I will give, I will grant, I will bestow $3 million. Albert will report now. Okay, now until reporting, it is a normal speech. It is neither direct speech nor indirect speech. Okay, this is not reported speech. It is just a sentence of a lady. I will donate. Okay. Now, reported speech starts from this point on by reporting. Okay, by reporting the original words, original sentences of another person. Okay. Reporting occurs, yes, when it comes to reporting now, okay? It happens either directly or indirectly. This is the situation of reporting, okay? Reported situation, this one, either directly or indirectly. For example, Albert. Now, Albert, Brenda says, I will donate, okay? Brenda says is the word of Albert, but I will donate are the words of Brenda. Okay, this is the sentence, as you know, simple future tense. I will donate. So these words or this sentence belongs to Brenda. So Albert reports it. He's reporting it, okay? By saying, Brenda says, I will donate. Now the second type, Albert, Brenda tells that, or Brenda promises that she will donate. Now this is indirect speech, okay? In number one, Albert reports directly, but in number two, Albert reports indirectly. Of course, there are some differences, and they really count, they really matter, okay? They are really important. We will see them one by one. For example, these are quotation marks, and we don't see quotation marks in the indirect speech, for example, as a starting point. And there are many, many other changes that we will see them one by one. Okay, let's read the explanation. The reported speech is understood clearly by its name. Yeah, reporting, okay? Reporting person, reported sentences, reported words, reported speech, reported questions, for example, reported command, reported advices, reported different kind of situations. In fact, there are 27 types of situations. We will see them one by one, but they don't come to my mind now. Okay. Yes. The meaning of it is hidden in its name or is seen in its name. Yes, report. It's a matter of reporting and being reported. This is this. Yes, what does Robert say here, for example? Robert says, quotations in quotations, I am just reporting the news. I am just reporting the news. Okay. Okay, now reported speech. As you know, when it comes to reported speech, we immediately remember direct speech or indirect speech. Both of them immediately come to our minds. Now, Roman number one. Reported speech is used when you want to report the word sentence of a person to another, or when you want to report the words sentences of a person of your sentences, okay, to another person. It's a matter of reporting. For example, Albert. Now, Albert is reporting here. Albert, semicolon. Brenda says, I will donate $3 million to the disaster area. Okay, this is direct speech. Why? There is quotation and Albert. There is a person as a reporter here, okay, and there is a reporting verb. Brenda says, I will donate $3 million to the disaster area. This is called direct speech. But let's go to the first words of Brenda and see. For example, I will donate. There isn't a situation of reporting here. Okay, this is not either direct speech or indirect speech. This is a normal speech that we do in our everyday life. Okay. Now, this is the direct speech. Let me read it once more. Number one, Albert. Brenda says, yes, Albert is reporting. Brenda says, I will donate $3 million to the disaster area. This is direct speech, directly reported speech. Number two, Albert again. Brenda promises, okay? Brenda promises she will donate. She will donate $3 million to the disaster area. This is called indirect speech, okay? Indirectly reported speech. Okay. Let's see other people, other speakers or characters. Sally, for example. Sally says, yeah, where is Julia? Where is Julia is a normal speech, okay? It is neither direct nor indirect. A person asks a question. Where is Julia? Where is your father? Where can you go? Where will you go? Where did you go? What have you done? Where have you been? Okay, where is Julia? Where is she? Now, Roman number two, the sentence there, let's think about it deeply. Let's focus on this explanation. The sentences are reported either in direct speech or in indirect speech forms. Roman number three, look at the following below. Yes, look at the following dialogue below. It is the coming dialogue is after this slide. It is neither direct nor indirect speech. It's a normal, daily, routine speech between two people, and no one is reporting nothing. No one is reporting anything or anything. No one isn't reporting. No one is reporting nothing. Yeah, no one is reporting nothing is better. Okay, all right. Let's see the dialogue. Okay, this is many people confuse these three situations. Okay, let's consider three situations. First situation is this. There is neither direct speech nor indirect speech. There is just a normal speech, a dialogue, a normal dialogue. For example, a dialogue between Sally and Peter. Sally, where is Julia? Peter, she is on vacation this week. She is on holiday this week. She is visiting Paris now. Sally, has she called you recently? Peter, yes, she has just phoned me. Unfortunately, she lost her purse yesterday. I will send her some money tomorrow. Sally, does she have a phone? Sorry, does she have a hope to find it? Peter, no, she doesn't hope. No, she doesn't hope that she can find it, but I hope she will get the money on time. Yes, let's keep this dialogue in one place of our memory, okay? This is a normal dialogue. This is a normal speech. It is neither direct nor indirect. It is not a reported speech. Let's see what will happen now from this point on. When you need to report, yes, if there is a necessity to report their sentences or your own sentences or some other people's sentences, you do it directly. Now, this time, you do it either directly or indirectly. That is, you use either direct speech or indirect speech. Direct speech, now Roman number 1, direct speech of reported speech. Let's again focus on it, thinking deeply. Yes, direct speech of reported speech. Roman number 5, yes. In direct speech, we report and repeat the speaker's original exact words without changing them. Okay. Either, yeah, this without changing them, either A, in present tenses or in past tenses by using inverted commas. Okay. For example, here, Tom is the reporter now, okay? Tom is the reporter. Yes, what does it say? Super lucky Friday. Okay. Tom is the reporter. He will report. Tom, for example. Peter says, comma, quotation, Julia is on holiday this week. This is an indirect speech of reported speech. And direct speech with present tenses with a present reporting introductory verb. He says, yes, main clause, he says. Or you should also know this phrase as reporting verb or introductory verb. Reporting verb or introductory verb. Is it? The whole dialogue, yes. Now, reporting verb or introductory verb. This is really important. Yes, he says is the main clause and it is also reporting verb, or you can call it as introductory verb, this main clause, okay? Now, let's see the whole dialogue in this directly reported format. Okay, now, Molly, another character. Molly, now let's go back to the original dialogue. This is a normal dialogue between Sally and Peter. Okay, Sally and Peter. But here, our speakers, our characters are Molly and Tom. Okay? Now, Molly asks a question. What does Peter say right now? Or what is Peter saying now? Present, okay? Introductory verb will be in present or present continuous, present perfect. What has Peter said is also possible. What is Peter saying? What has Peter said? What does Peter say? Okay, Tom now is the reporter. Peter says, do you remember? Julia is on holiday this week. She is visiting Paris at the moment. She is visiting Paris at the moment in quotation. Tom, he says, or he also says, he has just phoned me. She has just phoned me. Tom again goes on reporting. He says, he also says, we can put also here, yes, also. He also says, she lost her purse yesterday. Wallet in gentlemen, but purse in ladies. Okay. She lost her purse yesterday, and she also says, yeah, I will send her some money tomorrow. Yes, Tom. He also says, yeah, he also says, She doesn't hope that she can find it. And finally, he says, I hope, so Peter hopes, yeah, I hope she will find it. I hope Julia will find it. Yes. I hope she will find it. Okay. This is indirect speech. Vite, so we will see the introductory verb in simple past tense, but here in present tense. In one of the present tenses, but especially simple present tense, as he says, she says, or she's saying, he is saying, she has said, also possible, but she has been saying, yeah, also possible. So there will be no change. If you say, instead of saying he says or Peter says, Peter has been saying that, okay? This is also possible. Now, this time, attention please, Tom is the reporter. Peter is not the reporter. Peter is the original character of the original speech. Yeah, Tom. Peter said, again in quotation mark, Julia is on holiday this week. Again, there is no difference, although the introductory verb in is past tense, in simple past tense. Or Peter was saying, Peter had said, Peter had been saying, also possible. Because of quotations, there is no change in the original words of the original speaker. Yes. Now, direct speech with past tenses, with a past reporting introductory verb, he said, or he was saying, as I said, he had said, he had been saying, also possible, but of course, 90% everybody uses, he said. Okay, but sometimes we really need to say, he was saying, he had said, he had been saying, yeah. Okay, they are 100% true, but in practice, he said is just 90%. Okay. Now Molly is the reporter, is the part of the reporter speech as a character. Molly asks, what did Peter say? Or what was Peter saying? Tom is the reporter now. Peter said, or he said, Julia is on holiday this week. She is visiting Paris at the moment. Yes, everything is the same. Do you see? All the sentences are the same because of the quotation. We see them, as you know, in stories, in novels, not in spoken language, but in written language. We see them like this. He said, Julia is on holiday this week. Yes. Again, Tom said, she has just phoned me. Tom, again, also said, yes, he also said, she lost her purse yesterday, her wife, Julia, lost her purse yesterday. Again, Peter also said, I will send her some money tomorrow, and she doesn't hope that she can find it. He said, I hope she will find it. Okay. Now, this is important. Direct speech is mostly used in written English. I think it's clear like this, without changing the original words of the original speaker. Now, big Roman number 2, indirect speech or reported speech. I don't know why, but when it comes to talking about reported speech or indirect speech, this form comes to our minds. Yes. In indirect speech, we again report and repeat the speaker's sentences and statements either in present or in past tenses without using inverted commas, without using quotations. Naturally, the past introductory verbs are used because a spoken sentence immediately remains in the past. Yes, maybe because of this, everything we say, for example, I said say, and it remained immediately in the past. Maybe because of this situation, this form, 99%, is used. Okay. 99%, this form of reported speech, indirect speech with a past introductory verb is used in reporting some sentences or questions. For example, Peter says Julia is on holiday this week. Okay. Peter says Julia is on holiday this week. There is no quotation. This is introductory verb. This is with introductory verb in simple present tense. Okay. As I said, let me repeat it. You can also say Peter is saying, Peter has said, or Peter has been saying, but as I said again, 90% they use Peter says. He says Julia is on holiday this week. Now, indirect speech with present tense with a present reporting verb or introductory verb, he says. Molly, what does Peter say? What is Peter saying? What has Peter said? Tom, he says Julia is on holiday this week. She is visiting Paris at the moment. He says she has just phoned him. Yeah, do you see the first change here? For example, she has just phoned me, Peter said, but here, although it is he says in simple present tense, he says he has just phoned him because Tom is the reporter here. And there are no quotations. Tom, he says she lost her purse yesterday. He says he will send her some money tomorrow. Yes, I will send in originally Peter said, do you remember? I will send. Now, Tom, while reporting, Tom says like this. Peter says he will, okay? He will send her some money tomorrow. Tom, he says she doesn't hope that she can find it. Tom again, he says he hopes she will find it. Okay. Now, Tom, Peter said, oh, this is the reported speech. In fact, mostly this is the one which is mostly used. Okay. Tom, again, Tom is the reporter. Peter said Julia was on holiday that week. Okay. Originally, he said this week. Now, this changes into that. Even this changes into that. As I said, we will see them one by one after the other in the following pages of the presentation. Okay. Now, Roman number 3, indirect speech with past tenses with a past reporting verb or introductory verb. He said, okay, so this is also the main clause. He said it. And shall I say that all the direct speech sentences or indirect, all reported speech sentences are noun clauses, okay? He said it. What is it? Yeah, he said it. For example, Molly, what did Peter say? What was Peter saying? What had Peter said? What had Peter been saying? These are also possible, but 90% he said, she said, is simple past tense is used as he said, she said. Okay. Tom, he said, okay, what did Peter say? Peter said, he said, Julia was on holiday that week. She was visiting Paris at that moment. Okay? Yes, originally Peter said she is visiting, but here in the real reported speech or indirect speech with a past introductory verb, it becomes was. She was visiting Paris at that moment. Okay, this becomes that again. Okay, Tom, he said she had just found him. Yeah, present perfect tense changes into past perfect tense. So all the tenses go one tense back. Okay, changes into one tense back towards the past. Present, simple present becomes simple past. Present perfect becomes past perfect. Okay, yes, for the future. Again, will becomes would, can becomes could, etc., etc. But past perfect tense remains the same. Yes, we will see them. We will see them, but now I think it is better to remind it, okay, beforehand. Okay. He said she had just found him. He said he lost her purse the previous day. He said he lost, no had. Simple present tense doesn't change into past perfect tense. I think it was simple present. Or if it were present perfect, yes. Both are possible. Yes, both are possible. She has lost original. Yes. So he said she had lost or she lost. Also possible. She lost her purse the previous day. Do you see? Yesterday becomes the previous day in exact reported speech. He said he would. Yes, originally I will. He said I will. So he said, Peter said, he would send or transfer her some money the following day. Tomorrow comes or changes into the following day. Tom, he said he didn't hope that he could find it. Yes, he said he hoped he would find it. He said he said she didn't. Yeah, Julia didn't hope that she could find it, but he said, Peter said he hoped she would find it. Okay. Now, okay, there are a few changes in indirect speech with a present introductory verb, with a present main clause. Just pronouns change. I, for example, becomes he, me becomes him or her. Yeah. Invented commas and inverted commas and commas are omitted. Yes, we have seen it. We have just seen those changes, but no changes in tenses and time expressions. With an present, with a present introductory verb. Introductory verb. There is the exact message. There is the exact message. There is no change in the meaning of the reported sentence. But when it comes to reported speech with a past introductory verb, there are a lot of changes in the indirect speech with a past introductory verb. For example, again, pronouns change. I becomes he or she, me becomes him or her. The inverted commas and normal commas are omitted. Now see, this is the distinctive change. Tenses change, okay? With a past introductory verb, tenses change. Time expressions change. There is the exact message. Again, there is no change in the meaning of the reported sentence. The same meaning, the same message is reported in a reported format. Okay, for example, yes, there are two gifts. In the first gift, I will call you tomorrow. Yes. I will call you tomorrow. In the second image, he said that he would call me. Will has become what do you see? He said that he would call me the next day or the following day too. You can use either of them. Either one is fine. Yes, he would call me the next day or the following day. Okay. Now, Janice is the reporter here. Janice is not the original speaker. Jordan is the original speaker. This is the boy, the boy with a uh, light hair is Jordan. Okay, Jordan said to me, "I will call you tomorrow." Janice. So this is Janice. Okay. Uh, no. Okay. Yes. Janice told me that Janice told me that he would call me the following day or the next day. Yes, Jordan told something to Janice, and we asked, or somebody else asked Janice what did or what Jordan said to him. So he reported. Janice reported the original words of the original speaker, Jordan. Jordan is the only person as original speaker here. Yes. Again, let me read it from the beginning, as in the indirect speech. Janice told me that he would call me the following day. Okay. Now, this is really important. Yes, let's read it carefully and attentively. This form, in fact, we remember indirect speech with a past introductory verb when reported speech is mentioned. Okay. Naturally, maybe it is because of this, naturally a spoken sentence immediately remains in the past. When reporting it, the past introductory verb is preferred. We start the reporting by saying, he told me that, etc. For example, he told me that he was in London. Okay. He told me that he was in London. Okay, now let's see a little bit more comprehensively. Direct speech and indirect speech. Direct speech. Terry said to me, Terry said to me, comma, quotation, I have bought my own car now. So I can drive my car and my wife can drive hers. I don't have to drive hers from today on. Or I won't. I don't. Both are possible. You know this. I won't have to drive her car from today on. This is the situation. Now, indirect speech, Terry told me that he had bought his own car then. Now has become then. So he could drive his own car and his wife could drive hers. He didn't have to drive hers from that day on, or he wouldn't have to drive hers from that day on. I won't. Okay. Shall I write there won't again? It is also possible, yes. I don't have to or I won't have to. Okay. I didn't have to becomes wouldn't have to. Okay, I think it's clear. I hope it has been more useful now, more beneficial now. Okay. Yes, let's go on. Okay, soup, salads, vegetables. Rob, how shall we cook the fish? Okay, here is a normal speech, neither direct nor indirect. Rob, how shall we cook the fish? Peter, I have found a recipe for cooking fish. Jim, what did Peter say? Now, report speech starts here with Jim, with Jim's question. What did Peter say? Not Rob, Peter. Now, report speech. A speech is reported either directly or indirectly. Roman number 1, directly. Peter said, I have found the recipe for cooking fish. This has been reported directly by someone else. Okay, maybe you, maybe I, maybe Murat, maybe George. Yes. Okay. Peter said, I have found a recipe for cooking fish. Now, direct or indirect, like this. Roman number 2. Peter told that he had found a recipe for cooking fish. He had found. Just have found has changed into had found. Peter told that he had found a recipe for cooking fish. This is this. We should be careful about 2 points in changing direct statements into indirect ones. One of them is the structure. The other one is the tense of the subordinate clauses. As you know, introductory verb is the main clause and noun clause. Okay, the structure of the subordinate clause or noun clause, that is whether it is imperative, yeah, positive, negative, question form. Yes. Imperative, to be, modal. Okay. Tense, verb tense, sentence. Is it positive, negative, or is it question form? Is it a question structure? Or the tense of the subordinate clause. Okay. If it is present, it becomes past. If it is past, it becomes past perfect. But if it is past perfect, it remains the same. We will see them one by one. Okay, now Roman number 1. If the structure of the subordinate clause is positive or negative, imperative, we use to, not to. Okay? Bob is telling you to speak English. Yes, Bob is telling you to speak English. Positive or negative simple sentence, we use that. Okay? Bob is telling you that your English is good. Yes, no tag questions, we use if, whether or not. Bob is asking you if you speak English. Now, whether or not you speak English, whether you speak English, if you speak English, with question word questions or WH questions, we use WH plus clause, subject, verb, object. Bob is asking you how well you can speak English. Now, are you ready to identify the difference, the changes? Okay, when we have to use a reported speech, with a past introductory verb, with a past main clause. Okay. Now, Roman number 2. If the tense of the subordinate clause is simple present, it becomes simple past. Yes. Present continuous, it becomes past continuous. Present perfect becomes past perfect. Present perfect continuous becomes past perfect continuous. Simple past becomes past perfect, or sometimes remains the same. Yeah, simple past sometimes remains the same. Past continuous, it becomes, of course, past perfect continuous. Or remains the same. Yes, past continuous may also remain the same. Past perfect, it remains exactly the same. Past perfect continuous, again, it remains exactly the same. Will becomes would, can becomes could, may becomes might. Would, could, might, they remain the same each. Would remains as would again, could remains as could, and might remains as might. M is R, yes. M is R, they become was, were. Was, were, they become had be. Or they remain the same because they are simple past of to be. Simple past of to be. Now, what about must? Must, a constant general compulsory. If it is constant and general compulsory, it remains the same. But generally must, a temporary or temporary specific compulsory, it becomes had to, just like have to, has to. Again, have to, has to, become had to. Now, if the time or place expression is here, it becomes there. Okay. This becomes that, these becomes those, that remains the same, those remains the same, now becomes then. Ego becomes before or previously. Today, even today, becomes that day. Yes. This week becomes that week. Or this month becomes that month. Tomorrow, in reported speech with the past introductory, becomes the following day or the next day in the indirect speech, reported speech with a past introductory verb, with a past main clause. K, the day after tomorrow becomes in 2 days' time or 2 days later. Yesterday becomes the previous day or the last day. The day before is also possible. And the day before yesterday becomes 2 days before. Attention, not ago, not 2 days ago, but 2 days before. In reported speech or indirect speech with a past introductory verb. P, next week becomes, you can guess it, the following week, the next week, or the week after. Now, if the pronoun is I, it becomes he or she. My, if it is my, it becomes his or her. Myself becomes himself or herself. Mine, if it is mine, it becomes his, hers. Me, it becomes him, her. We, it becomes they, our, if it is our. Yes, if the pronoun is our, it becomes their. This is the fact. This is the reality. Now again, let's focus on a situation dialogue. In a dialogue, okay. Carol, they sell smartphones at that shop. It seems very busy today. Mary, I didn't buy my cell phone at this shop last month. Carol, what did you buy? Sorry, where did you buy it? Judy, what? No answer to Carol's question. So, Judy, what did Mary say? Yeah, okay, let's not look at Carol, but let's look at Mary, okay? Just concentrate on Mary's words. What did Mary say? Because what did Mary say? So Tom is the reporter now, okay? Tom is the reporter. Mary said, I didn't buy my cell phone at this shop last month. So this is the message. This message is given, but comma, quotation mark, and original words of the original speaker in direct speech. Now, Tom, Mary said she hadn't bought her cell phone at that shop the week before or the previous week. This is indirect speech. And 90%, 95%, this format is used in spoken English. Okay. But of course, direct speech is mostly used in written English. Of course, in written English, they also use indirect speech as well. So indirect speech is very important. Okay. Both in, because we can use it both in written English and in spoken English. Now, reporting, this is another important point. Reporting general truths and habits. If something is always true, they don't change into past in reporting them. For example, B1, if you travel on and on and on towards the east, you come back to the same place from the west. Yes, this is a fact. So we don't, although it is in simple present tense, when we report it with a past introductory verb, indirectly, we don't change it into past tense. Okay. For example, 2. The surface of the earth is made up of land and water. Water covers about 70% of its surface. Yeah, this also remains the same. 3, it takes about 8 minutes for the light of the sun to reach the earth. Because this is a scientific fact, we don't change it into simple past tense when reporting it. Our sun is the source of the heat and light. 5, like the earth, the moon has no light of its own. Yes. Different parts of our body have different parts of work to do. Organs do not function alone. The sense organs are always in touch with the outside world. Energy is the ability to do work. If you, for example, if Ahmed said this word, energy is the ability to do work. If Mehmet reports it, he says, Ahmed said, yeah, with no comma and quotations. Ahmed said, energy is the ability to do work. We don't change it into was because it's a general truth. It's a fact. For example, 1. Roy said, direct speech, water boils at 100 degrees centigrade. Indirect speech, Roy said that water boils at 100 degrees centigrade. What did Joseph say? Joseph said, if you heat water, it boils. Yeah, we don't change these present tenses uh, into past tense. We don't go one tense back towards the past. Okay, direct speech. Joseph said donkeys have 2 ears and one tail each. Indirect speech. Joseph said that donkeys have 2 ears and one tail each. What did James say? James said, if you heat water, it boils. Moreover, water freezes at 0 degree centigrade. Indirect speech, James said that if you heat water, it boils. Moreover, water freezes at 0 degree centigrade. What did Gökhan say? Gökhan said all people are born, live, and die. It's a fact. For indirect speech, Gökhan said, yes, the main clause in simple past tense, but the rest, the that clause, the noun clause, okay? The noun clause is still in simple present tense. Why? Because it's a truth, it's a fact, it's a reality. Gökhan said that all people are born, live, and die. What did you say about a dog, a cat, and a rooster or a cock? Yes, let's say something about a dog. Murat said, for example, Murat said a dog has 4 legs and 2 ears, and a dog barks. Okay. Habit reporting. Direct speech. Martin said, my grandfather always drinks soup for breakfast. Yeah, in English, they eat. Martin said, my grand always eats. Yeah, in Turkish, we say drink, but in English, the English language say soup is eaten. Yeah, we say soup is drunk. My grandfather always, my grandfather always eats soup for breakfast. Martin said his grandfather always, yeah, again, this is a habit. Martin said his grandfather always eats soup for breakfast. What did Tom say? Tom said that Tom said that he always drinks, okay? He always drinks coffee after breakfast. Now, again, let's concentrate on the situation with an example sentence, then a question, and let's try to find the answer according to the example sentence. Dialogue 1A. Peter has left the office. He is out now. Peter has left the office. He is out now. You can't see him. I told you that Peter had left the office and he was out then. And added that you couldn't see him. Okay. Julia has just arrived. She's on the office now. You can see her if you want. What did I tell you? As A, so you are B, you say, you told me that, okay? You told me that Julia had just arrived. She was in the office then, and I could see her if I wanted. I could see her if I wanted. What did I tell you? Which says, okay. You told me, for example, with imperative, you told me to wait for the doctor. Okay. Don't waste your time. Well, what does the gift say? Well, what did I tell you? You told me not to waste my time. Yes, 2. Don't waste your time. Don't waste your time. Are you all right? Where will you see the travel agent? I told you not to waste your time and asked you if you were all right. Then also asked, wondered, wanted to know where you would see him. Don't worry about being late. Do you see what I mean? When will I take you to the travel agency? What did I tell you? So as B, you told me not to worry, okay? Not to worry about being late. If I saw, if I saw what you meant and asked when I would take when you would take me to the travel agency. Yeah, this is like this. I think this is a really useful slide. Okay. Now, 3. Peter said first they follow the rabbits in this area. Sorry, what did he say indirectly? Yeah, Peter said directly. First they follow the rabbits in this area. Sorry, what did he say indirectly? So he said they followed, okay? He said they followed the rabbits in that area. Okay. Now again, the direct speech. Peter said, then they are ready to trap them behind these trees. Sorry, what did he say indirectly? It means let's change this direct speech into indirect speech. Okay, this is direct speech, and let's change it into indirect speech. What did he say indirectly? He said, Peter said, then they were ready. Again, then they were ready to trap them behind those trees. Okay. 5, did they train the falcons which they had caught last year? Okay. Sorry, what did he say indirectly? He said, if they had trained, okay? If they had trained the falcons which they had caught the previous year. Okay. 6, how old were the falcons? How old were the falcons they trapped last year? He said. So, sorry, what did he say indirectly? He told, or he asked, according to the situation, he asked how old the falcons had been. Falcons they trapped last year. How old the falcons had been, how old the falcons they trapped, yes, they trapped the previous year, being, how old were, yes, were the falcons. So, were the falcons they trapped last year. So, how old he asked how old the falcons they trapped the previous year had been. Or simple past may remain. What did he say? We don't say here. He asked, okay? He asked how old were the falcons they trapped the previous year were. How old the falcons were. How old the falcons they trapped the previous year were. Now, 7. How much will they spend on building a fish farm next month? Peter said. Sorry, what did he say indirectly? Again, although he asks with say, with the verb say, we try to find a verb according to the situation. So this is called verbal behavior. Okay. So because it is a question, how much will they spend? We should say, what did he say? He asked. Okay. He asked how much they would spend on building a fish farm the following month or the next month. Do you think that they will manage to make them breathe in the desired amounts? Peter said. Sorry, what did he say indirectly? Again, he asked if I thought that they would manage to make them breathe in the desired amounts. Okay, quiz time. Let's start with the first question. The strange man told that he blank made an unforgivable mistake. So making a mistake happened before telling something. So strange. Do you see the logic here? The strange man told that he had made an unforgivable mistake. The inspector asked him where as a conjunction, not as a question. Again, yes, we have been familiar with that kind of so far, that kind of structures. But of course, we will be better when we have studied all the noun clause. I think in 2 or 3 videos in the future, but soon. Maybe 1 month later, or not, maybe 2 weeks later. Okay. Question 2. The inspector asked him where his suitcase had been lost the previous night. Okay. The environmentalists and experts argued that water blank more valuable than petroleum in the 21st century or 22nd, 23rd. Let's change it into 23rd. Okay, 23rd century. So the environmentalists and experts argued that water would become more valuable than petroleum in the 23rd century. He said he blank me today, but so far he said he would phone me today, but so far he hasn't. Yeah, he hasn't. He said he would phone me. He said he would phone me today. Yeah. Why don't we change it into that day? Because they are speaking on the same day. Okay. Okay. The next question is the 5th one. The speaker says blank their hometown. The speaker says that a lot of people left their hometown. Now, vocabulary study. If split individuals patches things up, they fix their problems. Make up with as a phrasal verb. Make it up means become friendly with someone again after you have had an argument. Vow, a serious promise, oath, swear, pledge, yeah. Make, keep, break a vow. Do not do or not do. Do or not do what you promised. marriage, wedding, vows. The promises you make during your wedding. Strong promise, we can call it strong promise. A serious promise, yeah, vow, swear, pledge, oath. We should keep our promise, for example, we should keep our word, or we should keep our vow. Okay, make a serious promise to yourself or someone else, or just promise to do something. But vow with starting and ending with W, vow means an expression of amazement or awe. Woe, grief, sorrow, misery, heavily calamity, woes. Calamity, heavy calamity, yeah, woe. Okay. Hasan has already made up with Nurhan. Why hasn't Turan made up with Jasmine yet? I don't know why. Yes, I don't know why Tony hasn't made up with Jasmine yet. Belinda has vowed that, yes, promised that, vowed that. Belinda has vowed that she will love and protect her children as long as she lives. Who vowed not to leave Belinda? David vowed not to leave Belinda. Tend to do something. This is really a nice, useful expression. Verb, tend to do something. Have a tendency to do something. To be inclined to do something. Have a habit of doing something. Be apt to do something. Ferdi works very hard for his goals. Why does he sometimes tend to be a workaholic? He sometimes tends to be a workaholic because he sometimes needs much money. Who can sometimes be a little egotistical? Again, Ferdi sometimes can be a little egotistical. Why is it difficult to get Ferdi to change his opinions and viewpoints? Because Ferdi sometimes tends to be a little bit severe conservative. Now, give it a go. These are really practical expressions. Give it a go. Give it a go. Have a go at it. Have a go at it. Have a try. Make an attempt. Make an effort. Try it. Do it. Okay, have a go. Have a go at learning English. I advise you to have a little go at mini golf. What do you advise me to do? I advise you to give. I advise you to give basketball a go. To give it a go. Okay, give it a go to play basketball. Just try. Just try to play basketball. Prepare. Verb intransitive. Make plans or preparations for something that will happen in the future. Get ready. Make something ready. Make something ready to be used. Narin has been preparing for an interview. Has been preparing. Narin hasn't been preparing someone else, okay? He has been preparing himself. He himself, Narin himself, has been preparing for an interview. What has he prepared about? What has he prepared? Why? Why has he, what has he prepared about? Let's delete it here. What has he prepared about? He has prepared about an exam. Refik is pretty good at communicating ideas. What is Selma pretty good at? She's pretty good at knitting. Persuade as a verb, if you persuade someone to do something, okay, persuade someone to do something, yeah. You cause them to do it by giving them good reasons for doing it. Kerem persuaded Tran to play tennis. Who persuaded you to attend bullfighting? Your neighbor, my neighbor, persuaded me to attend bullfighting. Okay. Yes, this is the end of our video today. I think it has been a long video, but I hope it was useful and I hope you will enjoy it. So I wish you a good day and see you next time.